I'd really like to see that wall hang. Instructions were clear. Not so clear for the Mongols because they're doing things right, but they're not hanging on to their advantageous spots.
Sometimes 9-10 in this gets a little bit too quick.
To my czasy widzimy. Relative jest Mongols, a plus and don't block
Apex
it.
is a maniac. Walk up to the cat play, and nobody to stop them. Vitality just once more finding all of this space. We're no longer getting that kind of Cobra Zera pressure through the mid doors. Why not? Because there's no guns to work with here for the Mongols.
The walk-ups are killer. I mean, when they see that there's no one pushing back on cat bricks, they just walk the first third of it. Here's that deagle. Looks good for Emzinho. Maybe another. Nope.
I was given a little too many chances there for Vitality's liking, but they hang on to the situation with both hands. Cobra Zera nullified thanks to the utility, just sent back into his spawn. Robs has got this angle from the car. All should be good.
They've kind of got these two modes that they go into. It's like when they establish on mid, this is where Mongols are giving them the most trouble, getting actually a kill, taking over lower control. Even when Vitality are looking for it, that's great. It's a solid start. But the fact is, as soon as Vitality push back and get you to give up on that pressure, and they get up cat, Mongols don't have, they're not opping off of cat bricks. They're not having a player ready to swing off of flash. They basically have, they give that up, and they really rely on their mid-B rotation to come back just in time. But if they're not going to throw a setup smoke, if they're not going to throw a scaling flash, and they are just going to walk, you have nothing to react to. You just have to be there already. And that part of the game plan has been golden for Vitality.
On camera. So 4 straight. We've got 3 rounds on the board for the Mongols. That's the pistol, the conversion, and round number 4, that wonky Desert Eagle situation.
Oh man, do we even have money for kits?
Still the wrong game. It's not easy, this job.
Guys coming in for 9-10 with the AWP again. It's going to be under the microscope on this match, and I mean, I love that he's being set up for moves. Like, he is taking first contact, going for opening kills, and starting off with cat control. It's an immediate remedy to the problems that we've been seeing. Now, this position set to dodge flashes. As they take over all of this space on a default, they'll drop one in, but because there's no one in top mid, there's no reason to take over lower. This is going to be a full B take, and now you just have 2 CTs tied up on cat. This is material that you can't use to defend. Techno, you've got to come up huge.
Tough spot, just drops smoke, gets the car added to him, and he can't really rack up too much damage. Maybe Cobra Zera can. Goes back into the repeat, dropped empty-handed.
This is the B-split that Mongols have been trying to figure out all tournament. Like,
so good.
When Mongols go full tunnels, they go a little bit faster than this. They aren't getting the utility in place. They obviously catch a timing. They've actually fully conditioned the Mongols here. They got them focusing on the problem of the past, which is cat.
For a guy like Techno, who kind of wanted to be the hero of the day with his playback on Mirage, you know, sometimes you spam that smoke, you get 3 kills. Sometimes you spam that smoke, and with the utility pressure, damn, Zaiwu on the hunt.
Okay.
Doesn't get away with that. Good. I feel like you missed that shot, you deserve to die, at least in this round. And so the parting gift offered to Vitality as their sniper goes down. So could the rifles exiting middle. Emzinho's going to fight for this, but Robs makes sure to find the headshot. Second time Robs dies to a bomb, but still 2 stand tall for the Mongols. 6-3 lead Vitality.
And this is where, I mean, you know, Apex almost can't get enough credit as a caller, because here's like the stylistic round that's perfect for the game we just saw. It doesn't even really have to do with how good his players are. This is a moment where Mongols set up to deal with a problem. Vitality know it, don't have to see it, and then call to avoid it entirely.
Yep. Silver linings. The gun rounds keep on rolling through for the Mongols. It's a slim silver lining, but it's something. And
I'm a fan of using what hasn't been seen, absolutely.
Right.
It's also unlikely Vitality going to try that same play again. This time it's actually going out towards long. My question is, how much telegraph are they going to give to long? Like, we've seen them walk up cat. It's obviously being watched for Mzinho. Oh, man, it's a huge risk. Not spotted. Apex, if he jumps up, he has to double jump, looking down, and then scroll over. Oh,
but he pulls. 910 doesn't hesitate. Tries to go for the tough shot, and, well, you're going to let him get away with his head.
This really hurts the structure at this time.
But it's a quick reposition, at least here from 910. He's going to try to throw it towards the doors instead, and he does flash his counterpart. Mzinho comes up with a kill in the middle of that. Still worried about the repeat from the Opper, and then simultaneous off of the cap play comes Apex. Out, and with a chance for a second.
You can't miss again.
910's just trying both sides to hold this, and he's gotten away with it for now. He turns it, and Apex dead as Zywoo shows hesitation. Mid-play, and that's where 910's ended. Zywoo almost letting Apex die in vain.
Yeah, it was very close, absolutely. But they had a third piece to work with. So it's a streak of T rounds now. 6 in a row here for Vitality. Difficult trade. And Rob's got that kill walking into B.
Both.
No way. I mean, like we haven't even really seen him be this aggressive. Like normally as an upper player, you're spending like almost every round waiting for the full attack to come with you, and then you might walk out, and otherwise just holding pushes. You're not really just, you're walking out less out of upper tunnels by yourself than you are on Mirage out of Palace.
Try to go back into the cap play, but it costs you half your life if you're 910. Flamesy so sharp. Instant couple of headshots. You got the challenge, still trying to step forward. Oh my God, they could do no wrong. Vitality, duel after duel, headshot after headshot, and that's the kind of nature of the Counter-Strike that the Mongols were able to tap into back on Mirage. But Flamesy hunts them down. And right now, Vitality haven't looked in the rear view mirror once. From the moment those Desert Eagles find their headshots, there's been no space for the Mongols to catch their breath.
Seriously.
Let's go.
That's just fantastic.
Let's go.
I mean, Rob's is having an incredible series right now. I love the audacious peaks. I love the brazen, like the plays. I don't know what's gotten into him today, but he's going for everything by himself.
Another one. 5v4 earned from Vitality. This double op setup. Robs throws it to the ground. They got money to play with here in the last round of the half, so options open.
Last time they played against them on Dust 2 is the same score line.
Vitality just flexing their edge. And that's why the analyst desk was dead on. It really required Mirage to extend this series into another potential upset for the Mongols on one of the other two maps, but Mirage winds up being a nail-biter. You missed that opportunity, and now you're dealing with the reality that is Vitality. World-class Counter-Strike. They don't fall off individually in between the maps. They don't look uncomfortable.
They might even get better.
That's the scary thought, right? For Mongols and for every other team in attendance in this event and every event for the rest of the year. Vitality's goals just continue to grow.
Truly is a joy to watch because, again, like what Mongols did to Furia showed us like a level of CT side Dust 2 that it feels like could work versus anybody. And here's the one team that actually has the answers. So, double pit. They're only down one player.
See if the cap pressure kind of alleviates this, though. Techno starts to cross back over. Yeah, and that's one player down, but it could also serve up as the distraction. If only Blitz had more than 16 health, because even if he catches them off guard, somebody's...
Dude.
Well, that's a big even if.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What a half, Vitality.
9-3 T-side. What was once a 3-1 lead until those 8 rounds go straight.
You know, what's most impressive, they come into Mongols arena in this game. They kind of fight them exactly where Mongols want to take every duel. You want to be aggressive inside of mid, we'll kill 3 guys on the left side of the doors. You want to come into lower tunnels, we'll fight you there.
Yep.
I mean, they avoided them a single round that half. Mongols with a pistol, a conversion, and only one more round after that. And everyone's still having fun over here. And for a team like the Mongols, genuinely, they're still new.
Yep, 100%.
They're one of our newest stories.
And they went into...
You can stomach a loss. They've already overachieved in the last year. They've already shown so much that you're excited to see what they do next.
Won't be the first team to lose to Vitality. Won't be the last team either. But Apex wants to start to hear that transition in the BT arena. Vitality are looking to turn Cluj-Napoca into yet another location that they can add to the list of trophy hoists.
Yeah, and with 9 out of the top 10 teams in attendance,
it's a big event.
And the Mongols obviously coming in at number 11, it just shows how thick this field really was. There was no guarantee a team like Vitality would make it, but they've survived it all, it looks like.
Including that first best of 3 versus the Mongols, right? Frag grenade finds Mzinho. You've got a strong stack B bomb site here for Vitality. Feels like they can yet again do no wrong. It is headshots across the board. A single attempt here from Techno 4K. He's got an ace already in the game, but not going to happen this time. Vitality making quick work of the Mongols challenge here on map 2.
They want to make it happen. They start off with this pistol. This is going to be a round where you've got, the least variant. There's not a lot of utility to defend. It can be raw, come down to one guy getting a multi, but Vitality, they drop a nade in there. They have the rotations in there. They're ready for that. Normally, Mongols like to hammer their favorite option. On this round, they'll actually take it a lot slower. It looks like they're assuming Vitality are going to be full of confidence. They're going to be swinging everything. That's not the case. Vitality still showing respect. They've got a standard default, vanilla positions, a slight lean towards B. And it looks like no decisions yet made for the Mongols.
Take a look at the catwalk, and if you do, it's going to be ZywOo on the ramp to try to hold this one back. As far as numbers go, Mongols aren't in the worst position here. We'll take a highlight from ZywOo to really mow down everybody on his own, and he takes a dink to the head. Tech9's closing the gap. Mongols have found the right avenue of attack. ZywOo trying to get away from the threat, though, survives. Very slick moves from ZywOo into the MP9, unable to get that third one. Here comes the retake out of CT spawn already, and it is with lightning that Vitality will make this happen. Just no hesitation since Dust 2 has begun. No reservations in the way they played this game.
They leave nothing on the table. ZywOo somehow manages to get to a position where he can get 2 kills out of it.
So elusive.
Yeah, but he's got teammates in this one. They finished the job.
Now the question just becomes how many style points can Vitality end this game with? That is their 10th consecutive round win in a row. Respect where it's due. Mongols brought fight to the table back on Mirage. Mongols brought fight to the playoffs. They've proved that Cobra Zera is here to stay. His comfort back in that quarterfinals clearly seen versus world's #1. Short players go absent. But add him to the long list of Vitality victims on the big stage. And like you mentioned, one of the fresher rosters. Mow down here from Robson to the tunnels. Going to give Mongols another uphill battle to have to handle. Mid player's gone down, and that bomb known to be towards the tunnel's exit. It's got a little bit of space to work around the smoke. 9-10 playing for the clips now, but Vitality are just putting the squeeze on this second semifinal. 9 map and match points here in Cluj.
Yeah, and this could be curtains. So well coordinated there for every single player. Rotations, communication clearly is on point. What else could we expect? Zaiwu is 9-6 right now at the end of the game. Just humbly waiting until he's needed.
Classic. Startava arenaj alltså. Atikare öras.
Opening op shot, and Zaiwu takes
Jeez.
damage. So if he is needed late,
We'll flash this. Dodge comes in.
claims he's not able to hold them back. Mongols have enough to work with. Just get a little respect. Show us some evolution in the T side before we've got to wait a little while to get them back in the server.
The one thing that can count against them is they don't really fake. You know, you see them in a moment like this, you know they might fully commit, and so Vitality will do the same. They're here to cut them off on the way out. They've already cleared out tunnels, don't see any rotations.
Right.
If
So active.
Mongols take too long inside a long.
Yeah, this hesitation now for the Mongols. They're going to double back into Apex. He almost caught them on the door. Did he see Apex?
I don't know, man. I don't know if he did.
Felt like he was right there to spot him. Either way, we still get this rotation from the other two Vitality players. Zaiwu's left a little out there, missing that shot towards the long plat. He's gonna set them on fire. They still come through with 4 kills though. It's a Rops triple. And so, playing within Rops' shadow is Zaiwu on this second map. 19 frags for Rops on the rotation. Techno, who could have killed Apex on that flank, is looking like the last player to fall. The Mongols had high hopes to bring a challenge to Vitality, hoping still to get revenge for this earlier game in Cluj, for still in Austin. Techno dead, the last to falter, and it is greatness that will stand on the stage in grand finals tomorrow. Tech Girl said it, the best of our generation. And there is no signs of slowing down, no signs of stopping, no choke in the dictionary that is Team Vitality.
And we
this is Counter-Strike.
And we don't know if they'll get better. Somehow looking towards year 2, keeping their ambition as high as ever. It seems impossible. Team's dream of putting on a 6 months like they did at the beginning of 2025. Well, now they've got their sights set on breaking every single record, and they are off to the right start.
Back-to-back years of domination, that's the big question. And it's a massive goal to put on that pedestal. But surely after 2025, these 5 players feel invincible. But after dispatching of a challenger like the Mongols, who most certainly deserve a round of applause, it's nice to see them back in the top 10. But top 10 isn't number 1.
Vitality have done it once again. Another grand final for this legendary team, and a legendary player as well to do it. The 11th Dust 2 win in a row. Nice streak to have there, but what makes the Vitality's Dust 2 so special, mate?
When we play together, individually we play good together, and like nothing can stop us, like, as you can see. I mean, when we know what we're gonna do on the game, like no one can stop us when we play like this.
And you know what's crazy? You say no one can stop us. Well, even your own team can't stop you by being sick. Robs is having a rough time and you can still go forward with it. What is it like when you guys are going through this, when someone has maybe a bit of a drop down? Is it just about picking each other up?
I mean, we know the capacity of this team. Like, we can do everything we want, even though, like you said, Robs had some illness before the tournament. We know, like, all of us, we can do a great job, and that's what we are doing right now in PGL.
You really are. You're in a good position right now, and you find yourself going into a grand final now against Paravision in that. What do you make of this team and the way they play?
They are dangerous anyway. I mean, they made in the final again, and it's always dangerous to play against this kind of team. Thank you guys for this. But we need to take care. There's a dangerous team. There's a young players that are hungry to win. So we need to take care of that and just play our game. That's all we can on.
And for you individually, your form, you're AWPing again a bit more, you're playing a bit more aggressive at the same time. Are you just enjoying flexing a little bit, playing in a different way?
Of course, I mean, that's the goal of this game, just to enjoy it. That's our hobby, first of all. So we need to enjoy this time to play in front of the fans, in front of the crowd. So that's the main goal for us.
And anything you want to say to this glorious crowd before we go into tomorrow?
Thank you for this, guys. It's been amazing to play in front of you. It's we can hear you from our set, so keep it up and see you tomorrow, guys.
Thank you very much, Simon. Sam, back to you.
I love what we've just seen, but what I also love is that just before Zawi finished, a bunch of gents ran to the stage and put beers in front of us. I don't know who's responsible for this, but damn, I love Cluj.
You're welcome, Sam. And,
So you taking credit for Romanians' work here?
No, I'm taking credit for telling Seb to get us beers because I saw that the casters had beers and I was jealous and I wanted beer.
Fair enough. The crowd is having a good time. I'm going to drink my beer. Pimp, you tell us a little bit about how Vitality just won.
I think we all saw it, to be completely honest. We saw a world-class team do what they do best, you know, play Counter-Strike at an incredible high level. Want to give it to the Mongols for giving us one of the best maps we've had all tournament on Mirage. Unfortunately, as we kind of prefaced Dust as well, heading into Dust 2, nothing pointed in the direction that Mongols was going to be able to be competitive. And I guess they were the first 4-5 rounds, and then that was pretty much it. So hats off to Vitality, best team in the world right now, without a doubt. I personally think if you want to open that conversation, if you want to, you know, spend your Saturday night wondering whether I'm right or wrong, I think there's no doubt at this point. Vitality is the best team to ever grace in the history of Counter-Strike. I think Astralis had a case for themselves with having, you know, 14 months of being very, very good. But we're talking about a team that is about to win their 3rd Grand Slam. We're talking about a team that's about to add a PGL trophy to the name in roughly 24 hours. We're talking about the best team to ever exist.
You just literally wrote Paravision off. They don't stand a chance in a best of par.
Well, that's my prediction.
I mean, it's a prediction that any other time I would be calling you out for and saying you're insane, but this is Vitality, and I'm kind of leaning with you, Pimp. I don't see them getting stopped in the next 6 months.
It's the map.
Much like this fantastic beer that we were given, Vitality's game is just crisp. It just goes down smooth. You love every moment of it. You watch it and you want more. I mean, what can I tell you? I mean, this is a game where Mongols really did try to take it to them. I have to respect Mongols for at least trying to be disruptive, trying to go for aggressive plays, trying to get in Vitality's face, not let them, you know, just do their standard run-of-the-mill plays without some disturbance. But the problem is that Vitality is just so calculated. Their team play is just so good. You're never going to catch them not checking a stone unturned. You're never going to catch them not clearing a corner or not, you know, watching out for a flank. There was that one round that was like so mint where they're all rushing long and you see Blitz and Pit hiding. You think maybe Blitz is going to be able to come up Pit. Nope. Flames just 180, pops from the dome, it's over with. I mean, they were able to just, you know, absorb all the pressure that Mongols were levying their way, take it into their own and give it right back in spades and just play beautiful textbook Counter-Strike.
And I guess when the man on your screen is not sick anymore, Sam, as well, he contributes in a big fashion. Rob's had a great series tonight, both on Mirage, even more so on Dust 2. That's the scary thing about Vitality, and that's why it may get a bit boring to continue to talk about it, but the victory comes from all avenues. Whether it is Messi showing up with a deagle in round 3, doing some nasty stuff, Saivu taking over on Mirage together with FlameC, and now all of a sudden Rob's, you know, playing at his best again after no longer being sick. It's a joy to watch Vitality play.
Obviously, Mongols, they're not done in the competition. We'll see them in a 3rd place playoff tomorrow, but they are finished with their road to the grand finals. Let's find out how they're feeling.
Thank you very much, Sam. I've got Mazinho with me here from the Mongols. And they are giving you that applause. It's always tough for you guys, right? Going up against Vitality. Looking at your Mirage, sometimes it can work in your favor. This time goes to overtime. There was a lot of guessing and gambles and crazy moments. How difficult was it to get a read on that game and understand what was happening?
About Mirage, I think we had that map, but we lost in 1st round, and they just like split it and I execute it, and that Zaibu guy instantly headshot me, and they won the round. That's cost us the map. Like after that, I got nervous on myself, so yeah, and yeah, that's about nervous game. Like on that Mirage map, we were so confident, and yeah, like we just lost in the 1st round. They lost the map, so yeah.
You're taking a lot of that responsibility on yourself, but it is a team game, I will remind you, my friend. Looking at Dust 2, for example, it's always been a map that Vitality can win over you guys. What do you feel like is the struggles that you guys have, the problems on Dust 2 as a map for the Mongols?
About Dust 2, I think they have the like world's best lurker and Saivo. Like this guy, we cannot cross to B side without getting tagged. So that's one of the reasons. Yeah.
It can be very hard. Now, tomorrow, you've still got one more game to play. You'll be facing off against Maus. For you, going into a third place decider, how important is it for the Mongols to win that game to get more experience, more confidence with Cobra?
Yeah, we're getting stage experience with Cobra, so it's important game. Also about the VRS, we needed that. So yeah, we try our best.
You confident you can get the win?
Mouse, yeah, I think so. Like 50-50.
The crowd's agreeing with you as well. And these guys, they've been supporting you, beating their drums, having so much fun. Anything you want to say to them quickly?
And thank you for coming and cheering for us. So yeah, tomorrow will be third decider map. I mean game. So yeah, come tomorrow. Yeah.
Come tomorrow, cheer for the Mongols, cheer for great Counter-Strike. That's what we want to do. Zinio, thank you very much. Sam, we'll head back to you on the desk.
We've spoken a lot about how Vitality will probably dominate this event. Let's talk a little bit about how we think Mongols Maus is going to go down tomorrow. Do you think Mongols has the ability to take them down?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think the way Mongols played on Mirage is definitely a team that Maus is going to struggle with. I think it goes without saying that Maus are still the favorites, but then it comes into the fact that, you know, how motivated are Maus to play for that third place decider. I think for the Mongols, when you look at the VIS situation, when you look at the points they can gain from being third, I think it's a mega important game, so they're going to come in with everything they got tomorrow. But on paper, Maus are the favorites. In terms of, you know, setting up the scene, I think MCNU is pretty spot on saying 50-50.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to argue against a Maus team who has just been so consistent for so long, up in the top 5 rankings, and having the same roster the entire time, and really well to remain an elite team. But you know, you have to respect Mongols in how dangerous they can look whenever they're on point. You saw it on Mirage in this series where they are sharp, they are confident, you know, they're going to get in your face, they're going to unsettle you. And look, we know that Maus has their discrepancies, right? We know that their T-sides lack across a lot of their map pool. We know that this Mongols team, under Mar and Blitz, are always going to be, you know, pretty well fleshed out on how they want to approach the game. So I certainly think that that is a series that is winnable. I definitely think it's a 3-mapper series in my opinion, and we'll just have to see how it shakes out. It should be a good time.
It's going to be the curtain raiser tomorrow, of course. If you're coming to the arena, this will warm you up a little bit. If you're watching from home as well, that third place decider, Maus up against Mongols, and then, of course, the big one, the grand final, best of 5, Vitality up against Paravision. Who would have thought we would be saying that name?
Well, not a lot of people, to be completely honest, but I just got to give it to Paravision. Obviously winning the first event of the year at Blast Bounty, taking down Spirit, taking down Falcons, admittedly with a stand-in, taking down Fury as well, I believe, in the process, right? They took down all the big dogs. Now they go up against Vitality in a best-of-5 grand final. All I'm saying is if they somehow, some way, finds a way to win that grand final tomorrow, then we have to start to have a conversation, I guess, about Paravision being more than just, you know, a once in a while upset potential team, you know, just a top 8 team.
Що за то будем
done a great job, but
Дала
it's
давно
hard to
сьогодні
see
давно
how in a
будем
best
бери.
of 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think Paravision's on a mission to prove that they're not some one-hit wonder. That Blast
Already
Bounty
done,
wasn't a
already
fluke.
done, already
Yeah,
done.
I think so. I mean, I think, yeah, you can put the asterisk on, oh, yeah, it was
Då
Spirit Magic
börjar
just
Berg.
becoming an IGL
Final
and roster
börjar Berg.
changes, and, oh, yeah, Falcons had, you know, a stand situation. But they didn't have a stand-in this time. Paravision won that game. Paravision goes against Mouse Sports, the semi-final sports, take care of them. And now they're in another grand final. So all of a sudden, there's some staying power there. And here's the craziest part. I mean, I don't know this for certain, but I don't think I've ever seen a team like Paravision make a grand final of a Tier 1 tournament, beating elite teams doing it, and none of their players are really in the top-ranked pool. Like, I think their highest-ranked player is barely above a 1 rating. It's just the team play. It's just finding ways to drag teams into the mud with them and find a way to win. And so you have to respect the craftiness of this squad to be able to secure themselves a grand final spot.
We'll need to see how this plays out tomorrow. Thank you to everyone for watching. And also, there is still people hanging around here in the crowd. Cluj has been incredible today. The games have been bangers. We're going to see you tomorrow, but for now, I'm going to drink with the boys. Have a good evening.
Cheers, Cluj!
Cheers.
Beef.
Canada. That's amazing. Are you a great time at Northern Live?
I love it so far. I have finally gotten to meet a lot of friends too. I'm in Jesse HFX's community quite a lot, hanging out with everyone in there. Jesse's great. If you haven't followed his stream, you definitely should. Everybody in that community is so much fun with for Mythic Plus and just playing the game in general. And
Să vedem ce se mai întâmplă.
What's up guys, Petko here, welcome for another video. Today we're gonna talk about which are the easiest and hardest specs to main in Season 1 as a range DPS, because you guys love the melee edition so much that he asked me, hey Petko, can you put some effort and record the range one? Fine, no problem, you guys ask for it, I deliver as I... What's up guys, Petko here, welcome for another video. And as soon as you have enough Alright guys, right next to Survival, the next online spec is going to be Arms Warrior. Now, Arms Warrior has been getting one extra keybind, because that's going to be... So what you're going to end up doing is swipe, 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 apply a rip from Primal Rat, and use extra points on Bite. You got your 2 minor cooldowns, 2 major cooldowns. 2 minor cooldowns are going to be Tiger's Fury every 30 seconds, and Frantic Frenzy, which I think I recommend everybody playing every 45 seconds. And then you got your major cooldowns 2 minutes, and you have your also avatar, Convoke Spirits for also a minute or 2 minutes, depending on your talent setup. Now, potentially you can remove Convoke Spirits and play your major cooldowns to 1.5 minutes if you like to. There's several variations of the build. I prefer to play the 2 minutes one with the Root to the Cloak to do Cleave in Mass AoE. You still have your Dispatch to spend your combo points, or Between the Eyes. You can choose what you like. Between the Eyes is stronger. Once it's on cooldown, you Dispatch. And obviously, your generator is going to be Sinister Strike or Pistol Shot. That's pretty much your loop. Now, the APM of Outer Rogue is still going to be high, but... Next to Frost Decay is going to be Unholy Decay for hard difficulty, one of my personal favorite specs. Alright, moving to hard difficulty, right next to Outer Rogue are going to be Frost Decay. Now, this might be a controversial pickup why I consider Frost Decay difficult, but I believe the APM of Frost Decay is still going to be relatively high, judging based on the both builds we can play, Rider plus Deathbringer. You get a lot of machine procs, you get a lot of spamming of your spenders, you got to judge your Frostbite and obliterate quite a bit. And this time around, although the rotation loop is exactly the same as in the World Routine, there's no difference. You're just going to be getting more machine procs, which means faster reaction time to Frostbite, to not overcap, for example. You're going to get extra ability to press, which is going to be Frost Wurm Fury. Once again, your Apex talents are pretty much playing around that talent, and it's extremely important to press during major cooldowns. There are different builds. One is to play with Breath of Sindargosa, which is your major cooldown, and there's another one that plays with Frostbane without any breath. Pretty much you get yourself only Frost Wurm Fury as a major cooldown, Frostbane on cooldown, and you have your empowered thrown weapons with your pillar. Alright, so right next to Frost Decay is going to be Unholy Decay for hard difficulty, one of my personal favorite specs to main or to play as an ult, and I hardly like big recommendation to try it out as a melee, because it's fantastic loop, and it's the rework of it's clearly one of the best so far. Now, why do I think Unholy is still difficult to play? Now, whatever you remember about Unholy in the World Routine, scrap that idea and throw it away, because that spec got absolutely turned 360. So first of all, You have your Festering Strike, which is going to be your primary rune generator. You have a Putrefy, a new spell, which pretty much applies all the diseases to every single enemy. So Outbreak is something that you do not want to press at all, unless that Outbreak gets to be improved to Pestilence, which is a new talent, by the way. Okay, on the old talent, most of the time you cast Putrefy. It kind of reminds you of Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, Necromancer builds where you just, you know, explode corpses. It's the same thing. You cast Putrefy, apply all shadows, and then you Scourging Strike to spawn minions. Now, those minions, when they spawn, they do a lot of damage, and that's how your pretty much rotation loop begins. Obviously, major cooldowns, minor cooldowns remain similar. Dark Transformation, your minor cooldowns, and Army of the Dead Bound is going to be your major cooldown, which is 1.5 minutes. For the most part, you're gonna feel the rotation becoming super streamlined once you get used to it. And once again, remember, everything you knew about Unholy is now gone. Now, I'm gonna give you some of the highlights here. Festering wounds are gonna be removed. Now you have Lesser Ghouls. How do you spawn Lesser Ghouls? By pressing yourself Scourging Strike. Scourging Strike or Vampiric Strike, depending if you play Sunlane. That's what spawned enemies. The more enemies you have, the more damage you're gonna do, because they're gonna also attack enemies, right? That's pretty much how it works. And Scourging Strike, by the way, can also apply the Virtualing Plague. So let's say you have 10 mobs. You press Putrefy, you apply 10 diseases to all 10 mobs. There's one more extra mob coming in later on. You don't need to press Putrefy again or Outbreak to apply the diseases. Simply Scourging Strike, once you cast it on different enemies, it's gonna apply automatically on nearby enemies, which again makes it super easy to judge, to manage your diseases, which I think is pretty good, you know. Apocalypse got removed, so something you don't want to care, and your Apex talents are now making your spenders, which is going to be Epidemic for AoE and Dead Coil for single target, significantly stronger. That's it. That's the rotation loop. Defensive wise, you feel similar, nothing has changed there, and that's pretty much everything. Makes it difficult to like manage your stacks, because right now everybody's playing Sunlane, which is super difficult to maintain stacks from pack to pack and execute your rotation. So if you are good at that, then congratulations, but if you're not, then you're gonna be struggling a little bit. All right, and the last pick I'm gonna put in hard difficulty is going to be the Cursed Child. Yes, you heard this correctly. Windwalker Monk, the dark horse so far of the expansion, is going to be the last pick to place away from early access of Midnight. Is going to be Conduit build. Now that build, by the way, if it comes from juggling available, so sometimes you might want to do double Gorod back to back on the same target just to make sure you put a lot of effort. I think it's pretty difficult to master, easy to pick up, very hard to master so far playing Asa. Alright guys, and right next to Asarok in my opinion is going to be Enhanced Shaman. Obviously no surprise here. Enhanced Shaman, although has become significantly easier to play in Midnight, it's still one of the hardest pick to master, especially if you have arthritis or if you're above the age of 40, because prepare to have a full piano practice once you play Enhancer Shaman. Now, first of all, Stormbringer is going to be the more default / easier build, but right now that is not the best build. So if you do opt to play Totemic, consider Totemic one of the hardest pick to master. Why is that? First of all, obviously Surging Totem, you gotta be pressing on cooldown, but there's several other things you gotta also keep in mind. So Crashing Light, most thing to remember is always have this available whenever you cast in AoE or whenever you're having AoE. Flame Shock on all time. If you slope loop, I mean TH, even though once again, like most of the specs, pruning got to it and the core rotation remains similar, it is still one of the hardest specs if you choose to play the infamous talent Inertia. Inertia makes this spec super difficult. Now, if you don't play it, it's more like a mid difficulty or hard difficulty, but if you do play it, it becomes significantly harder, right? Glaive Temp is now going to be a passive.
Dacă a ajuns să fie Demon Hunter insane hard, wow, unbelievable, serious, down France. Arecu.
By the way, which makes it very easy for you to manage. It's still gonna be maintaining your Immolation Aura. Once again, if you do play Felskard, and also as Aldraki as well, doesn't really matter. As Aldraki, you gotta have an extra keybind because you gotta press Throwing Glaive. As Felskard, you don't need to juggle Throwing Glaives most of the time. Blade Dance into Chaos Strike for the most part. That's what I think so far when it comes down to who is the easier and likely following.
Nu se face asta, trebuie să salvezi undeva. Nu mă crede nimeni. Bună dimineața! Bine. Un pic. Un pic.
The release of the expansion, but if you're still curious what to main, if you're still confused what to main, I hope this video helps you bring more attention to your problem and finally choose what to ult or main, whatever, doesn't really matter. Okay, if you enjoy this type of format outside of our performance-based theories, because this has nothing to do with performance, let me know. I'm gonna do the rest for ranged. If you're curious about that, let me know down in the comments below so I know. If you guys don't give a shit, then that's fine too. As long as I know, don't waste my time, perfectly fine. Anyway, follow for more. I'll see you. What's up, guys? Petko here. Welcome for another video. Today we're gonna talk about which are the easiest souls or stacks or elemental blast. That's pretty much it. It's a super easy, easy spec to play. And the only difference here, when I believe it's like 3 nearby enemies, the immolate, or how strong it is, I expect this to be one of the. You can cast Common Storm, you can't cast it any other way. Alright guys, and the final spec to talk about is going to be Balance Druid. Now, if you guys thought Balance was gonna end up in the same difficulty, you're absolutely delusional. This motherfucking fat chicken is no more than medium difficulty. It's gonna remain absolutely the same as the Midnight, as the Warrior 10 in Midnight. And the only real difference here is that you Eclipse now is gonna be an active button. But because Balance Druids are very unique creatures that sometimes can be really seen to be struggling with the rotation, Blizzard have added one extra button for them to press once in a while to make sure that A, don't fall asleep playing Boomy, and otherwise the loop is the same. Moonfire to get your Moonfires out. Moonfire, as soon as they stack Sunfire, and then press your cooldowns, boom, 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 that's it. The most popular build right now and the strongest is Loon Chosen, which press only one Eclipse. Minor cooldowns are Fury of Loon, major cooldowns are and you're gonna be doing no damage. So once again, this is definitely not a beginner friendly build. One of them is quite simplistic, but definitely not high. Anyway, thank you everybody for
Dacă șamanul a ajuns la easy mode, man. Nu e bine. Da, Iisuse Hristos. Începe boțul.
watching the video. If you guys enjoy this kind of format, smash the like button. Make sure to follow, because this is the first time I'm doing this kind of videos, the experimental stuff. And if you guys like to
I'm Hazel. It's Saturday today, so let's catch up on the WoW news of the week and what's generally going on in WoW in this last week before Midnight Early Access. We're so back. Speaking of Midnight Early Access, it got bumped up and is now going to be happening on Thursday, February the 26th, launching at 3 p.m. Pacific time. This is a day earlier than our previous date we were working with, which was Friday the 27th. My theory for why they've done this is just to kind of give them a little bit of extra wiggle room so they still provide like 3 full days, even if they have some technical difficulties for some portion of the time. It works for me, but I'm West Coast. I'm on Pacific time, so it's just the afternoon for me. I definitely know some people who planned their time off around the old date. So thoughts and prayers for your sleep schedule and or final day of work if that is happening to you. Good spot for a reminder that early access is not an early start to the season, but it does give you a few days to level, start your profession, start gathering, start gold making, generally get your bearings in the new expansion. And of course it comes with the most expensive version of Midnight, because why wouldn't it? Speaking of the raid release, we have a full raid release schedule, and to set this up, in case you didn't know, the first season of Midnight Raids is actually 3 raids. We have the Dream Rift, which is 1 boss, the Void Spire, which is 6 bosses, and then we have March on Keldanos, which is 2 bosses. So a total of 9 bosses, and hopefully that helps when you look at this schedule. So Void Spire and Dream Rift are the first raids opening. Those will open on March the 17th, and Mythic will start the following week. So that's going to be kind of the main race to World First, I guess. The March on Keldanos raid, which, reminder, just 2 bosses, starts a week after that on March the 31st. So even without early access, you'll have plenty of time to get leveled and into some gear ahead of the raid release, if that's what you want to do. I feel like these days raiding is more optional in WoW than it's ever been. There's like so many other things that you might want to do instead. I'm going to be raiding. On that note, there will be raid guides coming from me, so if you like having a Hazel boss guide to lead you into a fight, check back to my YouTube channel. Maybe give it a bookmark or something. They'll be up. Other things going on right now. We are in the pre-patch event, and we're kind of entering the final weeks of it. I have gotten some great use out of an add-on called Midnight Twilight Ascension Pre-Patch. And what this add-on does is it just gives you a nice clean little UI with timers and lets you set waypoints to specific rares. So if you're working on your 2 minutes to midnight achievement for killing each of the rares in the pre-patch event, this is a great way to find out how long you might be waiting until the one that you need is actually up, and also gives you a waypoint so you can just go wait wherever it spawns. It's worth mentioning that the pre-patch event has exclusive mounts and pets and stuff that are not coming back, so if you want them, this is the time. The furniture will be available later, but the mounts and stuff, now's the time. Killing each rare once for the 2 minutes to midnight achievement gives you the mech suit mount, looks like this. We also have another mount and extra cosmetics on the vendor for currency. I have found this event to be pretty forgettable. I did it for all of a day and a half with new transmog to purchase on the vendors for love tokens and a new mount that did not get the Warbound treatment. Lunar Festival is also up right now. We've kind of got like a festival overload. There are some new things for Lunar Festival. They are all on the vendor, and they cost a combined total of 200 Elder coins, or Good Fortune, or whatever you call the Lunar Festival coins. These are annoying because they are not Warbound, even though like love tokens and other event currencies have been. These ones did not get the Warbound treatment. And also you get 1 of them for visiting an Elder. So they're pretty stingy. What I ended up doing to get the new items was I used alts to repeat the Moonwell visiting quest that is picked up here in Moonglade. You get 25 tokens for doing that quest. It's pretty fast to do, especially if you have a druid alt that can use the Dreamway. If you've done the quest before in that character, you may not be able to repeat it, but if you have a bunch of alts from, say, Legion Remix, this might be faster than flying around to different elders if you're looking to get the coins. Each alt that does the quest can buy 1 of the weapons, and then you just need to do an extra 50 elders on top of the quest on your last character to buy the ensemble if it's something that you want. Only 50 elders. In other news, Blizzard has a ton of promotions coming up to help push Midnight, and a bunch of them have stuff you can get. There is a support a streamer pet coming up, so this is something they've done before. Does cost money. You can gift 2 Twitch subscriptions to a streamer that is active in the World of Warcraft category, such as, but not limited to myself. between February the 26th at 3 p.m. Pacific until the same time on March the 26th. If you do that, you can get the Fishmonger pet, a very cute baby seal situation. If you do decide to do this, please keep me in mind. I'm live Wednesdays through Sundays, 9 through noon Pacific time. Along similar dates, there's also a Twitch drop active as well. You can get Horde and Alliance Murloc plushies. That one is free. It's just for linking your accounts and watching a couple of hours of a Twitch streamer in the Warcraft category with drops enabled. Like me. That is not all. There are also other promotions going on, probably more than I can cover. Two of them that are specifically related to housing. There's a Zillow integration up right now that allows you to claim a free piece of decor. It's a very nice kind of doormat looking thing. This is free. All you have to do is go to the Zillow promo website and claim the item. You have to link your account, but you can unlink it after if you want. It's also something that's been put on by Blizzard, so I think we can assume that Zillow is not going to be stealing our gold. Hopefully. They're also doing a Pinterest integration of all things in 2026. It's a promo that lets you link your account to share housing screenshots straight to Pinterest with this special new Pin-O-Matic toy that they are adding for it. This is reminiscent to me of back in Warlords of Draenor when they first did the Twitter integration, which I actually enjoyed for a little while, back when Twitter was fun. You know, that eventually died. There is no longer Twitter integration for Warcraft, but we're getting Pinterest. I am not really dialed into Pinterest. My understanding is there's a lot of generated AI stuff on there that's hard to sift through, and there's a filter, but it doesn't catch all of it. However, this might be useful for some people, especially if you are a heavy decorator and Pinterest user. At least it's free. In my life this week, and also just recently, since I've been gone from these videos for a little bit, I'm doing good. The animals are doing good. Both Kira and Moose are well, and we're all settling into winter in the new house. It's chilly outside, but heat works. I've been enjoying streaming a lot, and I am starting some seeds for my outside garden come spring. I may have started them too soon. They're getting kind of big, and there's like snow on the ground outside. I have been container gardening my whole life, and I am very excited to have some real dirt to work with. This upcoming week, I am doing a special off-schedule stream on Thursday the 26th, so that I can stream the early access launch and level for a while before I decide to go to bed. If I decide to go to bed. For the War Within one, we just kind of leveled all night and made it to 80. If you are playing early access and you are looking for some second monitor company, feel free to join me on Twitch at twitch.tv/hazelnuttygames. Thanks for watching. Happy Midnight Week. Thanks for having me back on your screen. See you next Saturday, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!
Alo, 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 ce-ați zis?
Alo.
Că ce, o scos recorder ceva? Investigație, da. Vai de... Bă, dar are 44 de minute, eu vreau să mă joc LOL, man. Bună ziua, mă, și bun venit la o nouă seară de streaming. Geram în casă, Luca în casă, voi sunteți în casă și în caz că vă întrebați ce dracu facem, nu știu, bă, dacă am... Nu am niciun chef, mă crezi? Dacă nu am... Nu mai plătește Soros dacă nu mă uit. Bine. Dar tot vă urăsc. Dar bine. Cum vrei tu, na? Da! Lasă că ne uităm, bă, uite aici. Și nu uităm la știri atunci. Ia știria. Căutăm ministru, oferim salarii tăiate și haos legislativ. Da, dar în același timp e de la ceva care se numește FSE. Gen FSE. Și fiți atenți cât de bine se potrivește sloganul. FSE. Uniți suntem puternici. Eu aproape că mine cheful să mă uit la tot ăsta. Ați mai văzut? Stați că mai am una. Nu știu ce se întâmplă. Dar ea... Ați mai avut așa inhaler pentru astm? Astm cu caps lock are asta. El a printat stop austerității, dar nu-i foaia scrisă cu pixul, vezi? O printat și color. Bă, astea treburi de baron local, man, de latifundiar. Unde printezi color? în economia asta.
Că povara deficitului este pusă în spatele cetățenilor de rând, în timp ce marii datornici sunt menajați. Politicienii au promis însă că vor regla această situație, urmând să atace marea evaziune.
Trebuie să ne creștem veniturile prin încasarea celor pe care le-am stat.
Cum ar ataca, Bolojan, dacă ar ataca? Așa ca Goldberg. Ar fugi și ți-ar da așa umăr. S-ar băga în tine ca berbecu.
Vom închide acest capitol în care diverse firme erau vândute cu datorii, tocmai pentru...
Dați seama că trăim în România care are și un Mazăre și un Nazăre. E ok? Nu e ok.
Datoriile tale nu mai sunt problema ta. Nici ANAF-ul, nici salariații și nici clienții care te-au băgat în groapă. Preluăm firma ta cu totul. Tu semnezi, iar noi rezolvăm. E legal, e rapid.
Hai să vedem. CSPC-ul. Că n-am mai dat una de asta de mult adică. E așa rău, credeam. Of. Sunt de PV. Ce un test să vedem cum merge. Timp ce aici mă rog.
Riftwalkers are decreasing their numbers.
Forza.
should be glad I know a loyal, tractable servant when I see one. And now, the final reckoning is at hand. The all-devouring is nearly reborn. Go to the core of the Maniforge. Prove your worth to me. join the battle.
GG.